What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Northwest Bass Fishing. Thank you for tuning in. Shut up! Thank you, dog, for ruining my shot. So if you watch my videos, you know that I just recently bought a new boat. It was a 1989 skier. I'm sitting in it right now. It's a really good boat, but it had a couple flaws. One, it didn't have any rod storage. And I believe in my third episode or something like that, I made a video on how I solved that issue with the rod storage. Now this boat, like a lot of other boats, especially the older ones, also has a lack of just storage, regular storage. You put whatever you want in there. Your gear, your tackle, life jackets, whatever. So in this episode, I'm going to turn this awkward, somewhat unusable space that just collects clutter into this. This is going to be basically a step-by-step video on how I went about building this platform and storage compartment in what was this empty space. These steps are not only good just for boats like mine. You can use these steps to build a platform and storage in any kind of boat, really, like a 12-foot rowboat, John boat, even like a 22-foot Ranger. Just follow the steps and it could help you solve some storage issues in your boat. Now we're going to go back to day one, step one. Here we go. So first things first, when I start building platforms and stuff in boats, the first thing that I like to do is pretty much sketch out the space that I'm going to be filling in. Okay, so that's basically like the outline of what this platform is going to be shaped like. Let's basically look at my 41 inches. 41 inches. From here to here. Okay, so I've done a little bit of modifying to my design here. As you can see now in the picture, I have accounted for all of the different components and cross beams in the frame. The shaded in parts are going to be the legs, and then you can see the space right here. This area right here is going to be the storage compartment. I'm probably going to end up modifying this as I go. This is just kind of a rough idea of what the framing might look like. Now I'm going to go to the garage and start cutting some board. Okay, it's another day. I'm working on the boat again. Just going to give you a quick update on what I have done so far. So far, I have gotten the outside of the frame built. That's basically just like this square piece here. And then I just finished installing 4 legs. So we'll go out there and I'll show you kind of what it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the front brace here, got the rear one, and then this kind of framed out area here is kind of the start of the storage area. And I got 4 legs on there, nice and stable. I'm gonna put it back in the garage, and I'm gonna put some cross beams probably here and here. Okay, here you go. So I've got the frame out of the boat. I'm using my bag as a reference here. I'm probably gonna put a cross beam here and here, and that'll be the storage area. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna measure the beams, cut them out, and put them in. cross braces that go across that now frame out the storage area. Okay, so the frame is done. This is the finished product. I'll put a beam down here along the floor. That's just going to be basically just a board that I can secure the wall to. I ended up putting one support over there to fill in that kind of awkward space. I might end up putting one more leg like right here down to fill just for a little bit more support there. And then I put also one more beam here. I don't think that needs an extra leg. I think that's good. It's close enough to these other ones. This is what I'm going to need. I got a roll of paper, a stapler, and supposed to have a Sharpie. And a Sharpie. I'm just going to get straight to it. Pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay out the paper across the whole surface. Oh yeah, I got some scissors. All I have to do now, press this up against the wall. See how that makes a nice seam? I'm just going to take some Sharpies. I'm just going to press this along there. All the way up to the corner. So basically now you can see I've made a line going across here. That's a nice straight edge there. And then I made a line going here and here. I just got to cut that out, and then that'll be my template that I'm going to use to trace out on the plywood, and then I'll cut the plywood out and it should be a pretty close fit. Okay, there you go. There's the template. Okay, so I got my board now. All I'm going to do is take the Sharpie and trace around the pattern that I made. Then I'm going to cut it out with the saw. Okay, here's a quick tip for you. If you're going to make a cut that needs to be nice and straight, what I like to do is I like to take something, whether it be a board or this yardstick here, that has a nice straight edge, and I like to line it up with the edge that I'm going to cut. What I do is I measure from the blade to the edge of the guard, and in this case it's 2 inches and 1/8. So what I did is I measured 2 inches and 1/8 from the edge of the yardstick to the line that I need to cut, so I can line up the guard with the yardstick and just run it straight down there and make a perfectly straight cut. One more cut left to make, and it's a bit of a radius, so I'm going to use a jigsaw. Okay, now that we got the deck cut out, we're going to go test fit it and see where we need to make adjustments. This looks okay, so I gotta trim right in here, cut that back a little bit. I can probably run a sander up that just to take off just a little bit so it'll fit right. This edge looks really good. That actually got closer than I was expecting it to be for the first try. Okay, so as you can see, I've now got everything cut out with the right fitment. The deck is now complete. The wall is complete. Everything fits good. Everything's got enough gap around the edges for the carpeting. There's enough gap right here for this door to open, no problem. Now what I gotta do is take the whole platform out, flip it over, mark it for the storage compartment, cut it out, and then get it reinstalled. Do this with all the boats that I modify. When I'm putting in a new platform or compartment or whatever, I always make sure that it's easy to remove. That way, if you ever have to for any reason, all you gotta do is lift it out. And you can see this area right here is going to be where the lid is going to be for the storage compartment. So I'm going to mark it. All I'm doing is tracing around the inside edge. Okay, so as you can see, what I've done is I've marked on the inside edge all the way around the frame here where the storage compartment lid is going to be. Now what I have to do is flip this back over, remove the board from the framing, and then remark where the lid's going to be. I'm going to measure in another 3/4 of an inch. That way, once I cut it out, the board itself, the lid, will sit on the framing. Because if I was just to cut it on this line here, I mean, as you can see, obviously it would just fall in. That wouldn't do anybody any good. So now I'm going to flip it over and get that marked. So now what I've got here, I don't know if you can see this or not, but this inside line here, that was the original that I made when the board was still connected to the frame. And this is the new line that is my cut line. So I'm going to cut along this line all the way around, and then we should be good. I've now got the storage compartment lid cut out, and you can see now where that extra 3/4 of an inch comes into play that I was talking about. That is going to be the lip that the lid sits on. So I'll show you. There you go. Now you have a compartment with a lid. Okay, I am now finished painting the frame and all the boards for the decking. So now the next step is to move on with carpet. Alright, so step 1 in the carpeting process is lay out the carpet nice and smooth. Step 2 is lay out all your boards on the carpet and make sure that you have enough carpet to cover everything. Step 3 is trace around all the boards with a Sharpie. When you're tracing around them, make sure that you leave enough around the edge so that you can fold it over once the carpet is cut out. Step 4 is glue. This is the hardest step in my opinion. There's not really a good way to spread the glue. Pretty much I just used an old paintbrush. I let it trickle off of the end of the brush. I trickle it all over the board, and then I just kind of brush it around and make sure it goes on nice and even. Another thing that you're going to want to do is also put glue on the carpet, not just the board, because the glue that I use is a contact cement. This is the glue that I like to use. It's Weldwood contact cement. You can get it pretty much anywhere. You can get it at Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. They pretty much all carry it. It's pretty inexpensive, comes in this can. Also, when you're using this stuff, always wear a mask, because this stuff is nasty. This stuff will get you the kind of high that you don't want to be. So the way that it works is it adheres basically to itself. Before you put them onto each other, you're going to want to let them dry for about 10 minutes. Basically to the point where they're tacky, not wet. And then once they're at that tack point, you can put them together and they'll stick. Last step, I think it's step number 6. Last step is to fold the edges over on the back side of the board, glue them, and staple them. Okay, everybody, check it out. I got everything done. I got all the boards covered in carpet. It's all glued and stapled, and it fits really good. The only problem is the carpet was not quite the same color as the original carpet on the boat. I'm not really that worried about it. It's going to serve its purpose. It doesn't look the best. Well, it looks good. It's a good fit. It's just not the same color. But we're just going to forget about that. Anyway, check it out. There it is. Alright, so as you can see, it's a nice flush fitment there. It is the same level as the rest of everything. So don't got to worry about a trip hazard or anything like that. You can see the wall there is done. It fits great. Now, the only thing I have left to do is put some screws in this so that it stays down, because right now it's, you can see, I have not secured it yet. And I gotta put some hinges on this. I think I'm gonna make it so that it opens up this way. Or would it be better to have it open from this side? And when you're down here, you can get to your tackle. Or maybe I could have it open this way. Okay, stay tuned. Go. Alright, so for the final part, I'm going to install a nylon pull strap. And this will be basically the handle for opening the compartment lid. There you go. I've got a nice little strap here. Put my finger under. Open it up, just like that. Well, here you go, guys. I'm finally done with it. This is a finished product. I don't have to do anything else to it. It's done. It's carpeted. It's installed. Finally, here you go. This is what it looks like. And it is done. So guys, if you're like me, you're seriously feeling the woes of winter right now. Fishing has slowed way down to practically nothing. The weather is terrible. It's hard to get outside to do really anything. And you're really starting to feel the effects of cabin fever. So what I like to do in these slow months is fill my free time with projects that will help me be a better, more effective and efficient fisherman next season. So that's why I worked on the rod rack, I worked on the new casting deck, storage compartment. I've got some other projects planned, like installing a fish finder, new trolling motor, stuff like that. If you guys want to see videos like that, give this one a thumbs up, or leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you want to see. Got lots of stuff planned, and hopefully you guys are enjoying my videos. So I just wanted to say thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, bass lives matter. Always practice CPR. We'll catch you next time, guys.